Hey guys, are you finding yourself saying that you just got to make it to the end of the year? That you just have to push through this season? Well, you're not alone. And with the overbooked schedules, overstimulated holiday parties, and overwhelm of it all, sometimes what we really need is just a good old fashioned stop, collaborate, and listen.
Come unjuggle the struggle with me. We're working hard, spousing hard, parenting hard, and it all just seems too dang hard. If your dream is just making it to Friday, here's your sign. It doesn't have to be this way. Life's chaos can leave us endlessly driving or perhaps standing in front of the struggle bus. But what if we could change that? In these episodes, we'll tackle the madness head on, step off the hamster wheel once and for all, and choose to dream, explore, connect, and conquer all the things like a pro with less guilt, more time, lots of love, and purpose. I'm Brittany Talinci, your no BS friend. Tune in and transform the chaos into joy. It's time to unjuggle the struggle.
I know I am not the only person looking at the calendar right now and full of quite literally all of the emotions. Everything from a little bit of heightened stress of the season, overwhelm with the to do list, maybe a little bit of anxiousness about the parties and the gift giving ahead, yet also feeling some relief that we're in the final stretch. And I do have excitement too for all the parties and the gift exchanges in the year ahead. Like, tis the season. Well, to top it off, over the weekend, we had some extended family in town. And so we spent as much time as we could soaking up every hour with them, which meant 3 days of nonstop go, 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 go with little sleep, little recuperation, and a whole heck of a lot of fun. Well, sure enough, Monday rolls around and yours truly has congestion, cough, aches, upset stomach. I mean, all of it. I had officially run myself into the ground, and the body was not kind in saying, "Not today, broski." First thoughts as I'm laying there, trying to force my eyelids open, is like, I don't have time to be sick. I literally don't have time for this. The funny thing about the body is that it sometimes, actually most times, it really doesn't care what you have time for or not. If it ain't got nothing to give, if the tank is running on empty, it will break down on the side of the road. And then what? In the midst of the busyness, this busy time of year, I'd have no choice basically to zombie my way through getting kids ready for school because as a mom, of course, there are no sick days, send them off so that I could get home as fast as possible, cancel my morning meetings, and then return back to bed. Here's the thing though, canceling those morning meetings just to get another couple hours of sleep, it was a game changer for me. And then I was able to actually attend a couple meetings later on that day and jump right into an afternoon of normal mom responsibilities, house responsibilities, things like that. But I have to admit that there are so many days where I don't cancel those meetings or where I just keep trying to power through and then, right, runs the body into the ground. It never works out well. It always ends up elongating the sickness. And it probably, again, if I'm being really honest here, probably dilutes the quality of anything I touch for days instead of just calling the timeout that it's trying to force me into. And basically, what I'm trying to say here is like, how many times do we just push through, even though we know our bodies are trying to tell us something else? And then we end up being miserable much longer than we could have, would have, should have been. And we know in the back of our minds the whole time we probably should have just rest up and recharge. I think a lot of us are guilty of making that particular push choice, especially this time of year. But what if that whole concept of sometimes we have to slow down in order to speed up? What if there's some truth in that? I've seen it work. I mean, with my own body, my own marriage, my kids, my career, and really a lot of the overall big goals and dreams I have. It's like the good old vanilla ice said, we got to stop, collaborate, and listen. What I'm saying is that when the overwhelm or when our bodies or when our schedules are trying to tell us that we are overbooked, overstimulated, or running on overdrive, it's time to take a pause. It's time to stop. And although it's not easy, and sometimes that means canceling those morning meetings or not going to the party or canceling the flight or buying the cookies instead of I making them, like whatever that is, where do you just need a stop button? And if I'm being honest, there are probably a few areas of my life where a stop button could be really healthy. And I imagine that that's probably true for you too. And also, it's something that we can keep unpacking those things together as just the future podcast episodes unfold. But for now, like the biggest stop that I see in this particular season is just it's in just the busyness of it all, that we're all living our daily lives, which are already so busy, right? And now you toss the dose of holiday season on top of that, and we're literally running around on hyper speed until we either create the space ourselves to stop and enjoy, or life hands us a forced stop like a nice little holiday cold. The thing is that either way, when we create a moment to stop, what we're doing is we're creating space for our minds, our hearts, our bodies, our souls to recalibrate, to pause, to reassess what is sustainable and what needs to change. We recalibrate and we allow ourselves maybe even to be present in the moment or to recognize like the joys of the season and maybe even to see some areas where we could ask for some help instead of trying to barrel down this racetrack alone. In the moment of a stop, I see that like we can recalibrate or adjust in a way that not only allows us to hit the gas station and refuel and recharge, but in a way, if we do it right, that resets the GPS on a new path, a better path in a way that, and here's your collaborate, in a way that really collaborates with a sustainable schedule, collaborates with the help and the love of your friends and family, collaborates even with yourself about what you may need to adjust and change going forward, whether that's short term or long term intended. And I think that in that collaboration, what at least what I've experienced is that that's where you really get a chance to listen to your intuition, to listen to your body, to listen to the real needs of yourself and those around you. I thought it was funny when that Ice Ice Baby tune popped into my head as I was thinking about this episode and my week and now I've got to say I'm not quite sure I'll ever think of it the same. Stop, collaborate, and listen so that you can set yourself up on a different path that avoids burnout, that avoids like relationship destruction, that avoids mental health or physical health concerns, or maybe a disaster of like a holiday season happening to you instead of a holiday season that really gets to happen for you. And bringing this full circle, like that's exactly what I did on Monday. When my body told me that it was not time to power through, that it was time to stop, I rearranged my morning meetings, and that did require a new level of collaboration in my schedule for the week ahead. But then also, it included collaborating with others. And I was able to recognize that there was actually a sense of relief for those folks too when they got a little bit more time back in their day, because everybody's feeling it. Everybody's feeling a little overwhelmed. And so I'm just grateful that I had that chance, that opportunity to listen, to listen to my body and rest, to listen to the needs of my relationships and to be able to serve them from just a more fulfilled place. And then also too, to show up here today, sharing all of this with you, because maybe this was the message you needed too. I will tell you, this is not what I had intended releasing today, but something about it just felt really right. So our unjuggle summary for the day: stop, collaborate, and listen. We often try to push through this last part of the year, but we often do so at our own expense. whether that's running our body's tank down to empty or running so fast and being so busy that we actually miss the joy of the season. You know, I released an episode a few weeks back about 5 tips to make your holiday season more joyful and less stressful. And even with a schedule full of some of the things that bring me the most joy, I am grateful that this little holiday cold is adding a moment of pause into the season. So I just hope, may you enjoy a moment to stop, collaborate, and listen this season. And hey, if you're curious what life could look like with a high performance coach alongside you, take a look at the show notes and schedule a consult. I would love to be the coach in your corner as you tackle your big goals and we make your dreams come true for you in the new year. So let's do it together. All right. Until next time, stop, collaborate, and listen. Bye.
Hey, thanks for listening to today's episode. It means the world to me that you're here to ride in the struggle bus with me and that you're willing to consider different perspectives, tools, and techniques that just might provide a little bit of relief and get you one step closer to the abundance that is available and waiting for us all. I hope you take a moment to grant yourself some grace where you've been denying it, some love where you didn't realize maybe it was right in front of you, and some faith where you thought all was lost. If this episode had an impact on you, would you please share a comment with a review? I'd love to hear what landed for you, and it helps us get the word out to our fellow struggle bus riders. So please review what was impactful for you. Just know these episodes are a pure labor of love in a space where I'm growing alongside you. I'm evolving every day, and I look forward to all the ways and the things and the perspectives and opinions and choices that will change over the course of time in my own life, day to day. Until next time, just know that you are loved, you are divinely cared for, and in the struggle, the journey of this life really is beautiful. I'm glad that we're in it together. Cheers.